All right, let's talk about glasses. Specifically, we're going to dive into one single material that might just be the answer to all those little things that drive us crazy about wearing them every single day.
I mean, come on. Who just said no to all of those? That constant little push-up motion, the one you do 100 times a day, the pressure you feel behind your ears after a long day at the computer, or those little red dents on your nose. It almost feels like that's just the price of admission for wearing glasses. But what if it doesn't have to be?
And look, it's not just us. This quote is from an eyewear expert, an industry pro, talking about his very first pair of glasses. So yeah, even the people who live and breathe this stuff have dealt with the exact same headaches. It's a totally universal experience, and it all points to one common problem. So all these little annoyances, they're not just random bad luck. They aren't just something you have to put up with. Nope, they are symptoms of a much bigger, fundamental issue.
Here it is. The real culprit isn't the glasses themselves. It's the material. So many of the common metal frames out there are made from these heavy alloys, stuff like Moniel, which often has nickel or copper in it. And those materials, well, they can cause skin irritation. They literally weigh down on your face, and they can even tarnish and corrode over time.
But what if there was a better option? Well, good news, there is, and it's a material that brings some pretty serious science into the picture. So let's meet the hero of our story.
I mean, that definition sounds like it was tailor-made for glasses, right? Let's break it down. Highest strength to weight ratio, that just means it's incredibly strong but feels like it's barely there. Corrosion resistant means it can handle your sweat, humidity, all of it. And biocompatible, that's just a fancy way of saying it's allergy-free. Your skin is gonna love it. And this is exactly why titanium is such a game changer in eyewear. It's not just some marketing buzzword. It's a material that directly solves the biggest problems we have with traditional frames: the weight, the durability, and those annoying skin sensitivities.
So, how does all this science actually make your life better? Well, let's get into it. We're going to break down the 5 key benefits, or as I like to call them, titanium's 5 superpowers. Okay, here they are. Super strength, invisible weight, a protective force field, being totally allergy-proof, and having some incredible flexibility. Let's kick things off with strength. This one is all about durability. Titanium frames are just tough. They're built to last. They resist all the daily abuse that makes other metal frames get bent all out of shape. That means the perfect fit you get at the store actually stays the perfect fit for a lot longer. Now this is the superpower you're going to feel immediately the second you put them on. Being almost 50% lighter than other typical metals is a huge deal. That translates to fewer headaches from the frames pressing on your head and no more of those deep red marks on your nose. It is, quite simply, the secret to all-day comfort. Just think about everything your glasses go through in a day. You've got sweat from a workout, humidity in the air, maybe you even live near the ocean. Titanium's natural resistance is like having an invisible shield. Your frames won't tarnish, they won't degrade, and they'll keep that fresh out-of-the-box look for years. Okay, for anyone who's ever gotten that itchy, green-tinged rash from their glasses, this one's for you. Because titanium is a pure element, and it's 100% nickel-free, it basically eliminates the risk of those awful allergic reactions. It's just safe for your skin, period. And finally, flexibility. And we're not just talking about being a little bendy here. Some titanium alloys actually have what's called shape memory. This not only makes them more durable, but it lets an optician dial in a truly customized, absolutely perfect fit just for your face. Now you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but it's gotta be expensive. And yeah, it's a premium material. But what's really telling is that surveys show half of us are willing to spend an extra $40 to $80 out of our own pocket to get a titanium frame. That right there tells you how much of a difference it makes in people's daily lives. Okay, let's geek out for just a second, because it's important to know that not all titanium is created equal. In the world of eyewear, you're mainly going to see 2 different types, and they're used for very different reasons. So you can see the difference right here. You've got pure titanium, which is sturdy and rigid. That makes it perfect for the front of the frame, the part that holds your lenses and needs to keep its shape. But then you have beta titanium, which is an alloy that's super flexible, and that makes it the perfect choice for the temples, the arms of the glasses, so they can be adjusted for that snug, comfortable fit behind your ears. All right, so we've talked about the science, we've gone through the superpowers, but how do you actually put all this knowledge to work the next time you're shopping for a new pair of glasses? This chart really says it all, doesn't it? When you put titanium up against other common metals like stainless steel or that mono stuff we talked about, its strength to weight ratio is just in a completely different league. You're getting the most durability for the least amount of weight. It's not even close.
So here's your cheat sheet, your key takeaways. First, look for a stamp that says 100% titanium somewhere on the frame. Second, ask your optician if the temples are made from beta titanium for that extra comfort and adjustability. And honestly, the most important thing, just pick them up. Feel how unbelievably light they are compared to other frames. And try to think of it less as an extra cost and more as an investment in your comfort day in and day out.
Really, when it's all said and done, it comes down to this. Your glasses are on your face from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. When you think about how much you rely on them, isn't it time you had a pair made from a material that's actually engineered for comfort, strength, and durability? It's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.